Good afternoon. You've been listening to a special report from NBC News, and we begin with that breaking news from New York City, where a helicopter has crashed into a skyscraper in Manhattan. We're glad you're with us. I'm Catherine Brown.
And I'm Gerald Owens. We know the pilot is dead and a large part of Manhattan now shut down. Let's go to Mark Boyle. He's in the live center with an update on the investigation. Mark.
Gerald, you talk about a large area of New York City shut down. No question about that. This red line right here, indications of where it is blocked off, where drivers cannot go, where pedestrians cannot go. This is Central Park right here, and that crash happened just to the north of this box right here. And to give you some idea, this happened at the AXA Equitable Building on 7th Avenue. Right here, that is where it is, that red pinpoint. Trump Tower is just north and east of where that crash happened. This area essentially is a no-fly zone. So one of the questions right now is, why was that pilot up and over that area? We have several different feeds coming in from New York City right now. We just got an update from police. Take a listen.
What we know is that approximately 1:32 this afternoon, the helicopter took off from the 34th Street heliport, and about 11 minutes later crashed on the roof across the street from where we are now. Right now, our Detective Bureau, our Intelligence Bureau, the FBI are working with the FAA and the NTSB to gather additional info on the pilot. We believe we tentatively identified the aircraft, the flight path, and its owner.
So this is a picture of what the helicopter looks like, something similar to this, an Augusta A109E. Normally, that's an executive type helicopter, not one that shuttles guests to town or vacationers that may be sightseeing. Now, a little more of the questions here. It is believed that this is no longer a threat, that this is not terror related. And again, that helicopter crash landed on the top of a building, more than 50 floors in the air. It is bad weather in New York. That's what they were dealing with today. And there are no other injuries. So one of the things that they're thankful for is that this happened up high and not down on the ground, where there can be anywhere from hundreds to thousands of people. Certainly a lot of questions this afternoon as this crash investigation continues. Right now, back to you.
All right, Mark Boyle in the live center. Thank you, Mark. I want to switch to the weather now. Not long ago, we were talking about how much we needed rain. Now it seems like it won't stop raining. 50 roads across the state are flooded, some of them in our area, and it is still raining.
And take a live look at downtown Raleigh now. You can see that wall of rain and a very low-hanging cloud, a dramatic picture there in downtown Raleigh. We could be heading into some of the heaviest rain that we have seen so far. We have team coverage of the rain and flooding. WRAL's Ken Smith and Sloan Heffernan live now to show us how flooding is creating big headaches for drivers in Wake and Franklin counties.
But first, let's go to meteorologist Amy Wilmington, Weather Center. Amy, how many more days of rain can we expect?
Gerald, we have to get through the overnight hours tonight. Ahead of a cold front, we'll have a real good chance for some rain tonight. Then we get a break tomorrow, followed by more rain on Wednesday. But we're looking forward to the break that we get from this rain tomorrow. You can see the big view here. We have numerous showers and thunderstorms all across North Carolina. We have some rain moving through right now, with more back to the west that is set to move in as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Here's a zoomed in look at the southern half of Wake County, where we have some pockets of some of these heavier downpours. These are generally moving to the east-northeast, one just to the east of the Garner area as well. So a little bit of rain in Wake County with a few pockets of some heavier showers, and we have had a few lightning strikes with these as well. Moving over to Smithfield, we have a pocket of heavy rain just south of you, moving into town, down into the Clinton area just east of town. Some heavy showers in your area, and in some of our northeastern communities getting some of these pockets of heavy rain as well. So let's talk about the timeline of this cold front that moves in tonight. Here's a look at 4 o'clock, and the radar is doing a pretty good job. We're going to have spotty showers and thunderstorms throughout the next couple of hours. By 8 o'clock, here's where that cold front will be west of us. It moves in around 11 o'clock tonight and will bring numerous showers and thunderstorms. And that's when we could have some flooding late tonight and into the early morning hours tomorrow. I'm going to talk more about how much rain we could get and the drier air on the way for Tuesday coming up.
All right, thank you, Amy. Breaking news out of Wake County, where detours are in place because of the flooding, and they have caused problems for drivers. WR's Sloan Heffernan joining us live now from Green Pace Road in Zebulon. Sloan, it's a mess out there, I'm sure.
It is a mess, and we're at the scene right now of some breaking news. And you know, the flooding and detours may have contributed to a crash that happened just a short time ago. Chad Flowers, photojournalist Chad Flowers, and I were working on a story about 50 yards from here when all of a sudden we heard a boom. And what we saw was this crash that happened. You can see the truck down there. Chad Flowers rushed to that truck. We were one of the first on the scene. And the driver of the truck, his head had gone through the windshield. I went over and called 911 and met with the driver and passenger of this car. And the driver told me that she was trying to get around the floodwaters. And she was looking at the detour sign, trying to figure out where she's supposed to go, when all of a sudden they crash. We want to show you some video of the problems that created this detour. You're looking at video of the Little River near Little River Park in Zebulon. Now, they didn't get a heck of a lot of rain in this area, but they are certainly feeling the effects of the rain that fell upstream. The water here rose so high that it went over the bridge, shutting down Highway 97. The state highway crews were out here today inspecting and making repairs so that the highway can reopen.
Okay, it is an inconvenience, but if it means that we're going to be safe, it needs to be closed. That's how I see things.
Here's also some footage from Drone 5 today, captured a bird's eye view of the flooded areas here in Zebulon. The first location was over at Billy Hopkins Road. This section of road was completely washed away. A DOT worker told us it could take up to 2 months before this road is fixed. And here's a look at Martin Road and Zebulon Road, where the two meet, where crews were assessing the damage caused by the water. Back out here alive, it took just a short time for first responders to get here. They have transported the driver of the truck, and also they have treated the passenger in this silver Honda. Again, just a reminder that if you are driving in these areas, pay extra close attention. If you can avoid the areas that are shut down, please do so. Back to you.
And we hope the people involved in that accident will be okay. Sloan Heffernan live in Zebulon, thank you.
Well, this loop of the dual Doppler 5000 shows the rainfall in our area between Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Some communities, as you see here, saw very heavy rain. WRAL's Ken Smith joins us now live in Franklin County, where roads are washed out along part of Highway 401. Ken?
Catherine, I can tell you there's a dark cloud hanging over us right now where we are, in just over the Franklin County line, near the Wake County line. I'll get out of the way so photographer Richard Atkins can show you the damage right behind me here in this section of Highway 401. But I want to bring your attention to the other side of 401. That's at the top of the hill where this road is closed at this point. And all day long, crews have been here assessing the damage to this roadway. Take a look at Drone 5 video. It shows you the scope of the damage and the power of rushing water. We talked with a DOT spokesperson today. Here's what we found out. This road was already under construction. Crews were installing large culverts as part of the road widening project. Highway 401 is going from 2 to 4 lanes. Now, the word is the culverts, if the work had been completed, the culverts would have actually protected the road. As it stands now, this washed out roadway is a huge inconvenience for people living and working around here. How tough has it been for you guys around here?
It's pretty tough on us. We got a landscaping business that we run in this area, so it's trying to get around all the roadblocks is pretty tough.
Again, the best way to see the magnitude of the damage is from this Drone 5 video. The contractor and DOT engineers have been meeting all day today to come up with the next course of action. First, to get the road fixed, and then to continue installing the culverts to prevent something like this from ever happening again. Back here live on Highway 401 along Franklin County, not far from the Wake County line. I want to bring your attention also to that piece of equipment that you see right there. That's the excavator that was actually flooded as a result of all this rain. And they've been trying to get it to work all day, so that's going to hamper their efforts out here. So as we've been talking to DOT officials, the governor mentioned it today, it could be weeks before this roadway is completely repaired again. Catherine?
Boy, Ken, those are some dramatic pictures for sure. We are glad that through Drone 5, we're able to show people exactly what they're experiencing so they know how important it is to stay far away from that. Ken Smith, live in Franklin County. Thank you.
The flood damage in our area isn't isolated to Wake and Franklin counties.
Part of Duke University's Student Center was flooded with water this weekend after heavy rains. Coming up, I take you inside here to give you a close-up look at the damage.
You can track rain and storms anytime and from anywhere with the WRAL Weather app. The app can also send you weather alerts based on your location. The WRAL Weather app is available for Apple and Android devices.
Within the past hour, Garner police released new surveillance pictures from an early morning robbery. Garner police say this person wearing the tan jacket here robbed a Circle K on Highway 70. This was the last of 3 overnight convenience store robberies in Wake County. The other 2 happened in Raleigh. One around 1:30 this morning on Spring Forest Road. The other about 30 minutes later on Western Boulevard. Investigators are trying to find out if the same person is responsible for all 3 robberies. If you have any information about the crimes, you're asked to call police. Blueberry growers not very pleased at all with the record high temperatures we had in May. Coming up, what you should expect from North Carolina's blueberry crop this year.
Plus, growing concern for American tourists visiting the Dominican Republic. What the country is doing to reassure travelers after a 4th mysterious death.
And coming up at 5 o'clock tonight, a warning for any homeowner considering hiring a roofing company. 5 on Your Side shares a red flag for fraud.
Seems to be a line of storms just coming up through our area and to the western part of the state, but nothing in the middle right now.
Right, in the middle getting a break. Our eastern counties getting some rain, and then we're watching that front that's in the western part of North Carolina. That's what arrives tonight and brings the potential for some pockets of heavy rain. Not everybody will get the heavy rain tonight, but we'll have some pockets. Take a look at the radar right now. We're tracking this cold front. It's just making its way into western North Carolina. It arrives in our area late tonight, and ahead of that, we have so much moisture in place. So we will have scattered showers and thunderstorms. We do have most of that in our eastern counties, as Gerald was mentioning, a little bit of a break for some of us in central parts of the state, and then more rain back off to the west. So here's a look at the zoomed in radar. We have some showers in the southern half of Wake County. These are generally moving to the north and east, and we have seen a little bit of lightning showing up just near the Smithfield area with this thunderstorm. Actually, just in the last couple of frames here, starting to see some lightning right over Smithfield, moving to the north and northeast. So some heavy rain there. We'll continue to have these pockets of heavy rain throughout the next several hours. We're going to get a break tomorrow. Behind the cold front, it's going to be dry. It'll be a pretty nice day tomorrow, and then we'll have another round perhaps on Wednesday for some showers and thunderstorms. So this is a look at the rainfall potential for the next 3 days, and in the areas that you see shaded in blue, anywhere from ½ an inch to maybe an inch of additional rainfall from what we already had over the weekend. If we get some of those 1 inch totals in some of those areas where we had the flooding, it could be an issue, and that might be a problem overnight tonight. So a little bit of flood safety for you. Avoid driving in flooded areas or ditches. 6 inches can knock over a person, and 2 feet of flood water will stall or float most vehicles. So if we get some of these heavier pockets in these areas that just really can't handle any more rain, we might have some flooding overnight tonight. So just keep that in mind. Here's a look at our tall tower cam. We took a look at this earlier. Just some really dark clouds over southern Wake County with some passing showers and a few thunderstorms. Temperatures are very warm. It is steamy out there today. 84 degrees in Raleigh, 84 degrees in Fayetteville. Where we get these showers, though, in our eastern counties, it is a little bit cooler. So that's one of the bonuses to getting a little bit of rain. But those dew points are high. It's 76 in Irwin. Very, very uncomfortable. This is going to be the big thing you'll notice tomorrow that's going to be different thanks to that cold front. The dew points are going to drop dramatically through the day tomorrow. Mike Mays and I were talking about it, and we might even drop down into the 40s. That's refreshing. So something to look forward to for tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms possible tonight. Some pockets of heavy rain possible. Temperatures will get down to the 60s and 70s. The playground planner, it hasn't been a place to be over the last several days with all of the rain, but we'll have some sun tomorrow, a nice northerly breeze. Temperatures will be near 80, and the dew point will be down. So tomorrow afternoon, I think, is going to be a pretty nice day for the playground. And then you're going to be dodging some more rain on Wednesday. Scattered showers possible on Wednesday, our high 75. Looking pretty good. Thursday took the rain almost all the way out of the forecast, a 20% chance of rain. It's Flag Day on Friday, a pretty day to fly those flags. We're going to have some sunshine as we wrap up the work week. Saturday looking pretty good. Sunday for Dad's Day looking pretty good too, with highs in the upper 80s and just a 20% chance for some rain. So some things to look forward to. Looking good for tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, Amy.
Sure.
Speaking of Father's Day, we know it can be tough to choose a gift for Father's Day, and your time is running out. We have less than a week to go. Coming up, we'll look at the top gifts this year for Dad.
Tonight in primetime on WRAL, starting at 8, it's American Ninja Warrior, followed by an all-new Dateline NBC at 10 and WRAL News at 11.
This is WRAL News.
Record high temperatures in North Carolina are proving to be a challenge for local blueberry farmers. However, state ag officials say consumers can still expect a good crop this year. They're encouraging buyers to look for the Got to Be NC label on blueberries when shopping. To celebrate the blueberry season, the department is hosting Blueberry Day on June 20th at the Farmers Market in Raleigh. It'll be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. There will be samples of blueberries and, of course, blueberry ice cream.
Sounds good. Well, we've been talking about those heavy rains, and they flooded part of Duke University's campus. The waters damaged a basement level of the student center. WRAL's Sarah Kruger gives us a closer look at the damage and the cleanup efforts.
Duke officials say this all happened because that storm drain back there was clogged and it caused water to fill this area. There was so much pressure that it busted out this window. And inside you can see this window covered up in plywood. The water rushed in here with such force that it mangled up this metal. Farther back inside you can see the water marks. It came about 2 feet high. Inside here there are fans and dehumidifiers going full speed. These areas used to be home to a number of organizations like the campus TV station, a student production company, and some prayer and meditation rooms. Duke does not yet have an estimate on the damage.
All the water is out, and we are drying it out. There's fans and dehumidifiers, and once it's completely dry, then we're going to have to demolish some of the stuff and rebuild it.
Duke officials say this whole area will be rebuilt and restored, probably by the time students return in the fall. The rest of the Bryan Center over here, the restaurants and the bookstore, are all still open for business. Sarah Kruger, WRAL News, Durham.
Wow. Well, Duke officials say no one was inside at the time of the flooding and no one was hurt. We want to make it easy for you to send us pictures or video of flooding or storm damage in your neighborhood. Just make sure it's safe to take pictures or record video first, and then look for a report it link on WRAL.com or in the WRAL News app.
Still ahead, an airline forced to cancel more flights because of safety concerns with Boeing 737 MAX planes. What the decision could mean for your travel plans.
Plus, apartments damaged by a crane that fell in Texas. Hear from witnesses and those forced out of their homes.
And as we head to break, here's a look at some tweets showing the flooding and damage in Mecklenburg County.
You're watching WRAL, the Triangle's #1 source for local news.
Live look right now at Selma, and you can see the rain coming down there. Another dreary day there in Selma. Well, state lawmakers are asking questions tonight after a new report shows the state mismanaged some disaster relief money.
The state's watchdog division says the agreement between public officials and a nonprofit violated state law. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is live on Jones Street with that story. Laura?
Gerald and Catherine, a new report from the State Program Oversight Agency says public safety leaders mismanaged a $5.3 million grant that was emergency funding that was set aside for housing relief in the wake of Hurricane Matthew back in 2016. The memo says the Department of Emergency Management did not follow state law when it gave the large grant to the nonprofit group North Carolina Community Development Initiative. The memo also says state officials did not require the money to be used for immediate solutions to find housing for people displaced by the storm, and said some of the money may have profited private development companies instead. A state emergency chief, Mike Sprayberry, took blame for that agreement, saying he acted quickly in the wake of the 2016 storm and was not an expert on state law governing grants to nonprofits. Sprayberry said part of the money was used to repair 433 units of affordable housing after the storm, but some was also used to help develop new affordable housing in affected areas. Lawmakers said that was not what they intended the money to be used for. Representative Julia Howard requested the investigation.
I, too, like everybody else, appreciate what you do, but I think, with all due respect, you took liberties where liberties should not have been taken.
Just moments ago, the committee voted to refer that report to other state officials for further investigation. But there were some lawmakers, especially from affected areas, who defended Sprayberry, saying he and the department had done their best in the wake of that 500-year storm to try to find solutions for people whose housing was destroyed. We'll have more from them coming up for you at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, Laura Leslie, live on Jones Street. Thank you.
Investigators in Dallas are trying to piece together what happened when a construction crane toppled down on buildings downtown. 1 person was killed, 5 others were hurt. As Jay Gray explains, a severe thunderstorm may have led to the tragedy.
In there, so when we come back, we can pick everybody up.
Today, residents are coming back to the rubble that once was their homes.
One of the worst experiences ever, for real. Now we're just trying to recover from it, just like everyone else out here.
Oh my God, the crane is falling over. Oh my God.
It happened, witnesses say, in just seconds.
And I just look up as I hear the metal bling, 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 and you just see the building, or the crane coming down into the building.
A massive construction crane collapsing and cutting through a Dallas apartment building and parking garage during a pop-up storm Sunday that produced driving rains, hail, and 70-mile-an-hour winds. As the tragedy unfolds, neighbors rush to help those trapped in the wreckage.
The man next door, he was yelling for help. I knocked on his door and he cracked it open enough for me to get to him, and I helped pull him out of his apartment.
Not everyone made it out. 29-year-old Kirsten Smith was killed, 5 others injured. 2 of those remain in critical condition. The crane company has released a written statement which says in part, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those who were killed and injured and to those that suffered property damage. Crews are on the scene and say they are fully cooperating with authorities as the investigation continues. Jay Gray, NBC News, Dallas.
I'm Mark Boyle in the Live Center, just in from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. This is Reyes Rivera Zapata, a 43-year-old. He is charged with several different charges, including first-degree kidnapping, 2 counts of first-degree statutory sex offense, and 2 counts of indecent liberties with a minor. Now, according to investigators, this man right here was charged with those different charges against a 10-year-old. The 10-year-old was victimized while spending the night at a friend's house. Now, we are told this man was arrested. However, he has bonded out. We are looking for more information from investigators as soon as we get those details. Of course, we'll pass it along to you. It is unclear right now what this man's relationship to that 10-year-old victim is.
All right, Mark, thank you. A motorcyclist from North Carolina is dead after being hit by lightning while riding in Central Florida yesterday. The Florida Highway Patrol released an image of the helmet scorched and shattered by the strike. 45-year-old Benjamin Lee was from Charlotte. According to the National Weather Service, 49 people are killed by lightning in the U.S. every year. The Greenville Police Department's newest K-9 is named after a fallen officer. The dog's name is Sneak. Sneak is named after former Nash County Deputy Warren Sneak Lewis III. Lewis was shot to death while serving a warrant in Kinston in connection with a murder in 2011.
A Durham man is charged with embezzling more than $20,000 from the Morrisville Walmart over the last 3 months. Patrick Lamberti worked at the Walmart on Shiloh Glen Road. Court documents say he loaded up gift cards with hundreds of dollars at a time, sometimes even thousands of dollars. Lamberti is not allowed to return to that Walmart.
American Airlines is extending cancellations of Boeing 737 MAX flights through September 3rd. American had previously canceled flights through mid-August because of safety concerns with the aircraft. Boeing has yet to complete a certification test flight, submit a software upgrade, or issue new training procedures for FAA approval.
The Dominican Republic is a hot destination for American tourists, but is it safe? Coming up, how the country's tourism officials are trying to calm fears after the mysterious death of a 4th American tourist.
Plus, Steven Spielberg is working on a new horror series, while you will only be able to watch it when it is dark outside.
And as we head to break, a look at the flooding in Banner Elk in Avery County. This is western North Carolina, of course, near the Tennessee state line.
This is WRAL News.
Britain's Prince Philip is celebrating his 98th birthday today. Queen Elizabeth's husband officially retired from public life. However, he occasionally accompanies the Queen at official events. The Queen herself is 93. The Prince stopped driving cars after a serious crash in January. He still drives a horse-drawn carriage on private grounds from time to time.
Well, Father's Day is, of course, this Sunday, and many of you will search for gifts this week. How will your spending on Dad compare to your spending on Mom? Chris Clackham shows us what he found out.
There you go, nice and easy.
Hopefully you've remembered that Father's Day is this coming Sunday, and maybe you'll prove the predictions wrong about getting him a gift.
80% of consumers plan to buy a gift for Mother's Day, and only 70% plan to buy a gift for their fathers.
And according to RetailMeNot CEO Marissa Tarleton, the $90 projected to be spent on Dad is getting closer to the $100 spent on Mom.
because Retail Me Not has tracked this data for years, is that divide is shrinking. It used to be that consumers would only spend about $80 on Dad.
Good news for Dad, who might be looking for something other than ties or socks.
What we're finding now is that consumers want to purchase something for Dad that they can experience with him. So some of the top contenders for gifts include dinners out, gift cards for experiences, even trips that they can take together.
Whatever gifts they get, the National Retail Federation says the average consumer will spend about $140 on Dad this year just to make him feel special on his special day.
Good job, buddy.
Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Well, we want to know what you're doing for Father's Day. Be sure to head to our Facebook page and let us know.
Dads just want to be pampered, that's all. You know? Many pet owners are liars. That's according to a new study in conjunction with Fuzzy Pet Health. Researchers found 65% of pet owners lie to their employers about calling out to take their pets to the vet. That's because they don't think their boss will think it's a valid excuse. Still, 39% of pet owners say they will take the day off if their animal is sick.
Oh. A musician from Raleigh says he has found the perfect gig.
This is a great platform for me to get my stage time and, you know, just get my voice better and my musicianship and just my professionalism. I'm only 19.
Coming up, we will introduce you to Rory John Zach. Amy?
Tracking some more thunderstorms across the viewing area. We have a pocket of heavy rain, one of those moving in to parts of Wake County. This is our North Hills cam picking up one of those heavier showers. We'll have more on the rain expected overnight tonight and some drier air moving in coming up.
Good afternoon, I'm David Crabtree. Coming up at the top of the hour, with all the bad weather we have had lately, that means there's damage to a lot of homes. And whenever this happens, you need to be on the lookout for people who want to scam you into making repairs. 5 on your sides. Monica Liberty joins us at 5 o'clock with the 5 things you need to look out for. And then at 5:30, can you imagine being arrested for going to the beach? Well, it happened in Duck. First man arrested there in 17 years because there's no actual public access. There's a move now to try to change that. Those stories and much more beginning at the top of the hour.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Boyle in the Live Center. We just broke this story on WRAL.com, but according to what we are finding out, that there is a man that died off the coast right at Cape Hatteras National Seashore. He was pulled out of the water to the beach by a family member, a 53-year-old man from Ohio, believed to be vacationing with family there. The exact cause of death is not known right now. That will be done by the medical examiner. They will give the exact cause, but there certainly was a risk for major rip currents up and along the seashore and the coastline. We'll follow this developing story for you tonight. Back to you.
Mark, thank you. A new poll says Gen Z is the most success-driven generation. People in Generation Z were born after 1996, and according to a recent study, Gen Zers' main goal for adulthood is financial independence. That group says achieving in education or profession is twice as important to them as it is to baby boomers, for whom family or religion were more important.
The love of music started early for Rory John Zach. He takes the stage every night at the Carolina Opry in Myrtle Beach. He got his start right here in Raleigh and was named the Clayton Teen Idol in 2016. As Deborah Morgan reports, he is a born entertainer who is happy to share his music with thousands of people every night.
My name is Rory John Zach. I'm a singer, songwriter, entertainer here at the Carolina Opry in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Another airplane, another sunny place. I'm lucky, I know, but I wanna go home.
The 19-year-old with a big smile and a huge personality to match is a Raleigh native.
Born and raised in Raleigh, born at Rex Hospital, actually. WRAL, my hometown station.
God gave me you for the ups and downs.
It didn't take long for Rory John Zach to realize his love of music.
Said I want to see you again, but I'm stuck in colder weather.
Started playing piano around the age of 1 or 2. Started playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star by ear. That's what my mama says.
And by the time most teenagers are just starting to learn algebra, this musician was ready to perform.
I was performing professionally around 15 years old. I'll be playing various venues around the Raleigh area.
Rory John Zach, heartthrob. When I see him on the screens, I'm like, oh my gosh, he is dreaming.
2 years ago, Rory joined the cast of the Carolina Opry. At 17, he was the youngest full-time cast member in the history of the show. He performs 6 nights a week.
It's pretty cool. It's a blessing for sure to do what you love every single night.
He's using this opportunity to put his name and his music on the map.
People reach out to me from California and Washington, even from Brazil, who said they've come to the show.
And I hope it's gonna make you notice.
He hopes the platforms for his music continue to expand.
Someone like me.
In 10 years, hopefully, you know, singing still, out on the road, got my own music out, just playing as much as I am now.
And I'm ready.
That was Deborah Morgan reporting. You know, we're going to see a lot more from this guy before it's all said and done. You can see Rory John Zach perform Monday through Saturday nights at the Carolina Opry in Myrtle Beach. Of course, he is all over social media. Just search at Rory John Zach on your favorite social media platform. An 11-year-old from Raleigh has a lot of musical talent, and you can see it for yourself on America's Got Talent. Tyler Butler Figueroa is a violinist. This season, you will hear his story about overcoming bullying and surviving cancer. America's Got Talent airs Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock here on WRAL.
Steven Spielberg is creating a new horror series you can only watch at night. It's for the new mobile-focused streaming device, Quibi. That's short for Quick Bites. Since your phone knows when the sun goes down, Spielberg asked engineers to make his show only viewable after midnight. It will be unavailable during daylight hours. Quibi should be available next April.
Make it extra scary. While we are dealing with flooding, parts of Texas are cleaning up tornado damage. A confirmed tornado touched down yesterday near the area of Copperas Cove. That's about 10 miles west of Fort Hood. Nearly 200 homes were damaged, 3 of them declared uninhabitable. Despite the damage, no one was hurt.
Oh. Copperas Cove.
Copperas Cove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas.
There you go. Thank you.
My husband used to do some hunting over in Copperas Cove. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we can hear the rain on the roof here
it's pouring.
at WRAL. It is
Wild.
coming down in parts of Wake County, including right here at the WRAL Gardens, which is where we're going to start. We have some heavy downpours, and we actually, you can see it there. It's really coming down. We actually heard a clap of thunder just a couple of minutes ago as well, and it did show up on the radar. So some heavy rain over parts of Wake County, including right here at the TV studios in Raleigh. Here's the big picture of the radar, and not everybody getting the rain, but we do have some scattered showers and some thunderstorms, some of those moving through Wake County. Let's zoom into this area here, and you can see some very heavy rain. This is getting very close to downtown Raleigh, which we'll probably be able to see on one of our other cameras here shortly. Really getting close to downtown right now. This is moving to the north and east, certainly over WRAL, and as you travel down to the south, some showers and thunderstorms south of that location. We had some heavier thunderstorms in parts of Johnston County, and those have moved a little bit to the north and east. We don't see any lightning associated with this right now. We did just a short time ago. It's probably weakening at this point, but we also have some showers where we really don't need the rain over Rollsville. This is right over 401 where we had that road washed out over the weekend. So a little pocket of some heavier showers where we really don't need it. Also tracking a few showers back towards Moore County and into parts of Lee County, the southern part of the county and the northern part of the county getting a little bit of rain as well. So here's a look at Futurecast. We have a cold front that's going to arrive tonight, and that's why it's fairly unsettled, and we'll keep showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for the next several hours. This is 7 o'clock tonight. You can see a line of showers and thunderstorms off to our west. That's the cold front. As it progresses to the east, it will bring us a better chance for some showers and storms. This is 9 o'clock tonight. We'll go on to 11:30 tonight. Numerous showers and thunderstorms possible, with some pockets of flooding possible, especially in those areas where we've already seen some really heavy rain. So that's a concern for overnight tonight. As this front arrives, we'll have the potential for some spotty flooding in some of those low-lying areas and areas that have just already seen too much rain. The good news is we have that cold front moving in tonight, and behind it, the drier air settles in. A lot of moisture in place ahead of that front, so we will have showers and thunderstorms for the next several hours. But then behind it, look at these dew points in the 30s and 40s. This moves in for tomorrow and brings much nicer conditions. We'll have some sunshine as well. Very oppressive out there today with those dew points in the 70s, but we go down into the 50s tomorrow, maybe even the 40s late in the day, and then we start to creep back up that dew point into the 60s on Wednesday, and we will have the potential for some storms on Wednesday. For tomorrow, it's going to be a nice day. Finally, some good weather. Clouds to start, but then clearing skies. That drier air brings a break in the humidity, and we'll have a nice breeze. Winds will be out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. So here it is hour by hour. Some clouds in the morning, some sun in the afternoon, our high near 80 tomorrow afternoon, and the drop in the dew points. That's where you're really going to feel that difference. We do have the potential for some rain on Wednesday. Scattered showers possible, but then dry for several days. We have dry weather Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and likely Sunday, and maybe even Monday. So just got to get through tonight and then Wednesday. A lot of dry time in that 7-day.
All right. And then, as you say that, the thunder is more
thunder,
overhead.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
A fourth American has died while vacationing in the Dominican Republic.
Still ahead, how this most recent case is similar to others and what officials in that country are doing to address the concerns of other tourists.
Welcome back. I'm Mark Boyle in the Live Center. Certainly a nice picture here behind me, but not a good headline. A 19-year-old bitten by a shark while surfing off of Ocean Isle Beach this afternoon. Just a few hours ago, this happened. Give you a better idea of where this happened. This is the map right here, right off of Beaufort Street along the coast. Now, family members say the 19-year-old was surfing with his brother at the time when that 19-year-old felt a bite on his foot. He says he knew it was a shark. His mother is a nurse and applied some pressure. Paramedics showed up. He is expected to be okay, but certainly a scary situation there this afternoon. Back to you.
It's been a tough season at the coast. Thank you, Mark. A police department in eastern North Carolina has issued an overdose alert after 5 people overdosed on heroin in just 36 hours. 2 of those people died. The Elizabeth City Police Department says those overdoses happened on Thursday and Friday of last week. Officers and other first responders believe heroin may be mixed with fentanyl or carfentanil, which can be up to 100 times stronger than morphine. The father of former Red Sox star David Ortiz says his son is out of danger after being shot at a bar in the Dominican Republic. Police say someone ambushed the former Red Sox slugger last night. Investigators say the suspect got off a motorcycle and shot Ortiz in the back at nearly point-blank range. Ortiz's father says he has no idea why someone would shoot his son. The suspect was beaten by a crowd of people at the bar before police took him into custody. Investigators plan to question him once doctors finish treating him at the hospital.
Well, a 4th American tourist has died in the Dominican Republic. Griff Jenkins explains the similarities between this most recent case and 3 others.
The Hard Rock Hotel and Resort in Punta Cana now facing tough questions after reports a 4th American tourist has died. Fox News has learned this man, Robert Bell Wallace of California, got sick almost immediately after he had a scotch from the minibar in his room. He died shortly after, despite being in good health before his visit. Officials now say an investigation is underway, but despite the 4 deaths, the country's hotels and resorts are very much open for business.
In the 50 years that this Dominican hotel chain has been operating, there has not been a case, not one precedent of a hotel employee who has been aggressive to a tourist.
Dominican authorities say autopsies indicated they all died of natural causes, but the other 3 deaths occurred under similar circumstances and could be connected to the drinks being served at the hotel. Teams from several international agencies, including CDC, conducted tests at the resort last week, and the FBI confirmed to Fox News on Friday it's assisting Dominican authorities. Almost half of the 5 million tourists who visit the Dominican Republic each year are from the U.S., and hotel operators are stressing they want to work with American authorities to solve the mystery.
We have all been working together and with the embassy all throughout this process to make sure that everything is clarified.
Dominican officials say that final pathology and toxicology reports should be ready in about a month, which could bring much-needed answers. In La Romana, Dominican Republic, Griff Jenkins, Fox News.
A family member said Wallace had blood in his urine and stool just after he began to feel very sick.